Hey guys, it's me. It's Reality with Krista Marie. And I decided to try something different because I need to put more stuff out. But I don't know. So I decided to try to do a daily, I guess, try to do a daily live chat about the most talked about Bravo tea dropped from the day with literally just my opinions about it. Um, so, yeah. So I figure I'll try to do that every day, at least around this time, and then I'll drop the con link so you guys can give me your opinions as well. Again, opinions. So they're my opinions only. And I'm live on YouTube. Bear with me. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Probably go on TikTok and Reddit too. Just not right now because I haven't figured that out yet. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is Miss Dorito Deflecto. So let's just rewind because I want to read to you. Well, if you live under a rock, I'm talking about the situation with PK, Dorit, Mauricio, Dorito Deflecto, and the comments that Dorito made back to Dana for just doing exactly what everybody else, what the rest of us do, just talking about the tea, talking about the stuff. And they just seem to want to go after Dana and blame her for it, basically. But let's just go. Let's read what Dorito wrote back. Well, first of all, Dana, if you live under a rock, like I said, there's been rumors going on for a long time about Mauricio cheating rumors, and nothing really like concrete. And there was stuff going on about him and Dorit, which was kind of odd to me. And I thought, yeah, no, okay, no way, right? So then all of a sudden we start to see I forgot. God, Shay, remind me who dropped that again about the shoulder thing, whatever. So we have a scene that of Dorit kissing Mauricio's the back of his shoulder, like all like seductively and stuff. And it was like, yeah, just not on the rumors, their body language and everything. But this scene is so cringe. And I'm like, okay, so I guess we forgot about this scene. I forget how long ago it was, but somebody pointed it out. And that just goes along with everything else. And plus, there's been rumors about PK. And we have questions about their relationship anyway. But with all that being said, whether you believe it or not, for them to go after Dana for it and say the things that they say. So let's just we'll break it down what Dorit said. So Dana, all she did was, I think, just say basically what we were all talking about. The fans can't stop talking about it. Yeah, her and Housewife of Stern, I guess, was at what did they have? Just an episode about it. Anyway, it's being talked about all the time. They're not the first two people to talk about it. You know what I mean? But it just seems like PK and Dorit, I don't know, the first time they called her "See you next Tuesday," and went after her just because we have questions about PK and the things that he does, and of course they have questions, right? We all have questions. But so Dorit decides to go and respond to Dana's post on Instagram today. This just makes her look, I don't know, just to me, instead of like addressing the fact that you kissed Mauricio's shoulder like all seductively, like you're about to have sex with him. And it looks very cringe, and just the weird stuff that goes on, their body language, and just the rumors. But so Dorit decides I would pull up PK's thing to Dana, but it was so like disgusting. But so Dorit goes, "Is there something wrong with you, woman?" This is to Dana. This is where everybody can see it. So like, this is just how dumb she is. I'm talking about Dorit. Are you just so miserable in your life you have nothing better to do? Sure. You're definitely one of the thirstiest people I've ever seen. This is coming from Dorito Deflecto, guys. To Dana, right? I guess it's just as simple as that. Kyle and Mo, M-A-U, are our friends. And my kids call them Uncle and Auntie. Like, that really makes a difference. Like, you've never screwed, Do you think that it's okay for my kids to see for my kids to see what it's a disgusting lie? Okay. There is more than that out there about you, Dorit. And do you not forget that Dana also has a child too? And that your husband called her CUNT for doing exactly what I do, what everybody else does, just spill the tea, whether it's true or not. Basically, just bringing up the same questions we all have, but you just want to go after her. Is this the only way you can make a buck? No, that's not the only way she can make a buck. Are you like out of your mind, Dorit? So then be it. But at least have some decency and stop trying to peddle false narratives, especially when you know Oh yeah, because we know for sure that there's zero truth behind it, and your whole motive is just to hurt people for no reason. Yeah, sure, that's what Dana's whole motive is, to hurt people for no reason, because you're that special and you're that important, Dorito. You guys are not that special. You're not that important. There's something to it, okay? It's to hurt people and sad, pathetic, and bound to bite you in the ass inevitably. Okay, Dorit, explain this to me. What is Dana doing that the rest of us aren't doing? What is she saying besides, hey guys, check this out. What do you guys think about this? What is she never said it was true. And even if it was, why are you going after just her? Why are you not going after all the other two people? Like, whether you like Dana or not, all she's doing is bring up the same questions, and they just literally just go on an attack and attack. And they basically threaten her, say this isn't over with. And Dana's just, I mean, she laughs about it because it is kind of funny. But yeah, explain to me, why are they not like talking about exactly what makes us talk about all this stuff? Honestly, I want to know why she kissed the back of Mauricio's shoulder like that. That was disgusting. Like, am I weird? Like, is that weird? Like, that's weird, right? Like, that was weird. But anyway, so I don't understand this homeless but toothless person. This is what Dorit calls her supposed dental charity. Homeless, not toothless. Exactly. I mean, is there something wrong? It's just insane. There's something wrong with you. It's like, Dorito, Deflecto, sit down. There's all kinds of weird stuff that goes on. Now, let's talk about your DWI thing, or this whole DUI allegedly. You're so worried about all these rumors that you're afraid that your kids are going to hear that just Dana put out. But there's plenty of stuff put out there about you. So what about the fact that your husband says he gets pulled over, he gets a DWI, or I'm sorry, he blows he gets a DUI. They basically take him to the station, let him hang out and chill until he's legal, and then let him blow again. Oh, he's not all of a sudden, now he's not illegal, so you can go home now. We'll take you to your car. Did he get one or didn't he? Did he or didn't he? Because in the real world, that would never happen. You wouldn't be allowed to just sit there and hang out until all of a sudden you're legal and now you don't have one or not. It's like, did you get one or didn't you? He said he wasn't booked, but what was the big deal then? Why didn't you call your wife? Why were you trying to hide it? What are you trying to protect her from? I mean, geez. Like, and the fact that Mo knew about it and was like, oh, we don't care. Let's not tell our wives. That's another thing. Like, you guys keep a lot of secrets from your wives and just seem to not really care. And I mean, why is Mo always high? I mean, I'm always high, but like, I'm not on TV and I'm not out there. Like, I don't have allegations against me. Like, why are you always high? Like, I really think that he's just tired of his snake ass wife, his like spineless wife, Kyle, and the Hilton show and all that other stuff, that he really is probably, I mean, whether it's true or not, whether he's cheating on with Dorit, I'm pretty sure he's cheating. It's just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. I don't know for sure. I don't know anything. Nobody does. So again, nobody knows for sure. But Dorito kind of makes it a little, like, makes herself real. Well, they both look real guilty. Yeah, exactly. Again, they never want to address the allegations that make us have these questions about their situation. Like PK going to London during Hanukkah. To me, I thought that they made such a big deal. They made a big deal of Hanukkah being like basically Christmas to them every season. I find it kind of weird that your wife gets held at gunpoint, allegedly gunpoint. We're going to have to do quotes and stuff because it is strange that there's 2 police reports that we can't seem to find anything about a gun. But hey, that's just me. Maybe there's a 5th or a 6th one. I don't know. Maybe in LA they do 5 or 6 police reports. And maybe 3 of them are lies or 3 of them are fake. And I don't know. Who knows? Again, maybe one day she'll clear that up instead of like going after Dana and like calling her CUNT just for basically having an opinion like the rest of us do. Again, the nice robbers that left your cell phone and then gave you the directions to where they're at. Those ones, right? The ones that held the gun. Okay. It makes no sense. And again, you've had 2 home invasions or 2 robberies. It was the home invasions or robberies. Dorit, there's a lot of questions about you and PK and Mo too. I mean, you never stressed why you thought it was cool that Erica thought that, or you thought it was cool what Erica said, and what Erica did, it was so cool what Erica did and said. And the fact that you're standing around talking about how short her dress is, or Dorit's dress, or how hot her dress is, or something like that. Just like I said, I knew there was a scene in there about that, and somebody found it, and it was there. Again, there's all kinds of stuff. It's not just, basically, like Dana said, we're all talking about it. Dorito, Deflecto. It's like your arm must hurt trying to deflect away from everything else. Again, why is there no gun in the police report? Why is your husband allowed to go home, go hang out at the police station until he sobers up and then get to ride home? Not even to his car because he was sober. Why didn't he go to his car? If he was sober, why did he take him home and not his car? Again, something else happened. Anyway, you only told your wife because she had to pick up your car, but you weren't drunk, remember? It's just nothing makes sense. It reminds me of the Cliffgate, the whole thing. And again, like, you're the reason we have questions. Like, you guys are the weirdos. Like, you guys act all strange. Like, again, too, like, the first time after this home invasion, you meet up with your wife. The first time you see her after her and her kids have been held at gunpoint, it's at Kyle's house on camera. And you leave your kids with the new security and these strangers when you have no idea who's broken into your house. You have no idea if it's an inside job. I would be like, there ain't nobody staying with my kids or my wife. Nobody goes near my wife or kids. They stay with me or adults. You know what I mean? There'd just be a lot of weird things that, like, we wouldn't do. Yeah, exactly. Being white, it still wouldn't happen to us. It just doesn't happen in the real world. Just like when people receive stolen property, and whether they know it's stolen or not, and they spend that money, you still have to give it back. You're still kind of guilty. Like, you still have to pay it back or give it back, Erica. You know what I mean? Like, this is the real world. Like, anyway. Like, I just can't with them too. And, like, I don't know. Like, besides Dorit trying to make up more of a storyline for herself, trying to fight with Dana, like, she's the one who has nothing better to do and needs to do something for a buck. You're the one getting your house robbed, lady. Just to pay some weird debts. And who knows whether you're going to, I don't know. Listen, watch Dateline. I live in the real world. It's more likely than not that this stuff does happen in Hollywood. Like, people do this kind of stuff. Even if PK set this all up and reading nothing about it, that'd be more of a reason for her to be cheating on PK, you know? Or PK cheating on her. Who knows? But what I seem to think, or seem to feel like always happens, is the stuff that is always brought to light. Like, all these blind items always end up coming out to be true in the end. They always end up being validated in the end and being true. So I think eventually we're gonna hear stuff. And again, even if it's true or not, it doesn't really even matter, because why are you going after Dana for it anyway? Go after the rest of the people that are talking about it. You're not going after them, Dorito Deflecto. You're going after Dana. It doesn't make any sense. You just look even guiltier. Yeah, that Boy George. That poor guy too. Like, I like Boy George, but that guy, like, he probably knows a lot. I wonder if we can get him to talk. But yeah, I can't. I don't know. We're gonna have to. I know. It's like, so who do they think is going to be going? The three that they said were going to be going. I heard today. What was the other thing I heard? Crystal was going, which I don't think I believe that. Right? Yeah, where's he at anyway? Dorito, what is her storyline besides going after Dana, PK going after Dana, having this alleged break-in, and sleeping with Mauricio? Again, I want her to address, why does she kiss the back of his shoulder like that? I mean, thank God people find this stuff, because to me it was like, yeah, Karen Huger's like, I couldn't remember. Yes, he's so awesome. Is that, yeah, like, that made me, that was insane. She's getting mad about that, but she's not going. And did she go after that person, or did she just go after Dana and say all this nasty stuff and vile stuff about her? Like, you know what I mean? That's the part that I don't like. It doesn't make any sense. Like, but thank God, because I mean, that to me was like a tipping stone. Like, I'd be like, nah, maybe not. It's just rumor. I don't think so. But like, seeing that, there's really there's no excuse to kiss somebody's husband's. You just know. I'm sorry. It's and I thought maybe she was confused. It looked like a cuddle puddle for a minute, and everybody maybe was cuddling, and it got lost in the sauce, and she got shoulders confused and thought it was PK's. But now I looked again, and there's no way. There's no way. Like, oh, it's just no. It's cringe to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, but exactly. But see, does that make it make sense? Does that make any sense? Just because she's a former housewife? I mean, come on. Of course they're going after her because they think that she's like an easy target. But it doesn't make any sense, because she's not saying anything that the rest of us haven't. Exactly. I thought maybe the shoulder got lost in the sauce. Maybe she thought for a second it was PK's shoulder. And then I'm like, it's a big cuddle puddle. It could happen. And I'm like, oh wait, no. Like, no, exactly. I mean, we know that Austin was. It's like, I didn't do it. No. But I mean, this is the same thing that happened before when, I still believe that there's something going on with PK. Like what Dana said before, something going on with him in London. Why is he going to London during Christmas or Hanukkah? Why is he leaving? If his wife is, yeah. Let me drop the link. I forgot to drop the link. It just a lot of it doesn't make any sense. And it's like I seem to find it like that is a lot of stuff that Dana says always ends up being true. And even if it's 50% true, we're the ones saying it, not even her. We're picking up on everything. And it's a shame because, not that anybody really cares what PK and Dorit really have to say, but it's just, I heard Sibling doesn't really care. I wouldn't. I have time to post it on. But, so yeah. I want to talk with the Melissa and Joe thing. I can't do two things at once. And there we go. So, this was like a big news story, but okay. So, everybody seems to keep thinking that this whole thing that they keep blaming Melissa and Joe for this whole why they weren't in the wedding, and now of course Teresa's making it look like everybody else that didn't go, that was invited at the last minute, they're the disloyal ones, right? Melissa was never heartbroken over not being in the wedding. That was never a thing, right? That was never a thing. She was hurt for her brother, yeah. Like, of course, in the very beginning, maybe a very tiny bit, but everybody else made a bigger deal out of it than nothing. That was not, whether Teresa invited him at the last minute, she still was not inviting her in the very beginning. But Melissa did not care. I would be more hurt that her children weren't in the wedding, or that, Melissa and Joe's kids weren't in the wedding. Or that, I know, having to watch my husband hurt all day long while his sister is getting married. Now, invite him at the last minute, Teresa. I don't know what the situation was, but we all know that there's emotional boundaries that were crossed and that people just don't want to be around. And people, and think lines were crossed. They shouldn't have to put themselves in a position where there are all kinds of stuff's going on. Like their love bubbles being messed with. They're having all these things being brought up about them. By no other, of course, than Jen. What's her name is? Bill's wife, Jennifer Aniston. That whole thing is obviously not true. And we obviously know that she brought it up because it's not a rumor, or it's not true, so who cares, and whatever. So she brings it up, and it's never supposed to be talked about because it wasn't even a thing. And then everybody makes it a thing, but it's really not a thing. And of course, it makes Teresa and Joe, of course, they get in a big argument about it, a big fight, and it's a couple days before the wedding, and yeah, so we have this big mess. Now, I really don't I just feel like it's giving Teresa so much credit that now that, she invited them at the last minute, so she did the right thing. And, no, she didn't do the right. She does this knowing that these people aren't going to come because they just emotionally can't handle it, and they really shouldn't have to. Some people don't want to be on camera. Some people don't want to, stop it, Mims, knock it off. Knock it off. See, you got me all flustered. He's giving Teresa a lot of credit. Like, she and Louis, I don't think Louis has any. I think Louis is just saying, hey, peace, whatever, like, whatever, hon, whatever. I don't think he has anything to do with this. This is all Teresa. But this whole thing, it's just like it's too much for them. And it's too much for people. So Teresa, knowing that these people aren't going to cross their boundary, or not going to put themselves in these positions. Oh, I invited them. Oh, I said that I did the right thing at the last minute. And so make them look like the disloyal ones. So now we're all going after them. Oh, they really were invited. So now let's be mad at them for not showing up because Teresa really did invite them. Or they really were included. No, there was a lot of stuff a lot of things that happened in between then and now, whatever, that made it where like it was short up and down this whole time, whether they were going to go or not, what was going to happen, who was going to be in the wedding. Weddings are stressful, and you cannot, and do I know this? You cannot please everybody. I understand you cannot please everyone. With all that being said, knowing you can't please everybody, let's not get mad at certain people when other people are unhappy, because of course, there's going to be people that are unhappy. There's a lot of family going on, a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff. So I just feel like everybody. So, okay, let's talk about this one. Why do you think that Joe and Melissa need the show or need Teresa? First, they don't need Teresa to be on the show. Maybe that's part of the reason they're there, but I don't think they need her to stay on the show. I think it's more stressful than anything. It's more of a hindrance. It's more of a thorn in their side because of all the stuff that goes on with Teresa. Um, well, yeah, I mean, you got that, but boring. When you have your sister-in-law taking up a lot of the drama and making you look that way, you know what I mean? It's just, and you always call me a Teresa apologize. I just think she's a little, like, I don't apologize. I just explain her delusional, her brain. Like, that's what I'm saying. This is how her brain works. She's going to make it sound like she's did the right thing, and everybody else is disloyal, and hooray for me, the hell for you, and you know everybody else is like, of course, because everybody's saying it out now. Oh, Melissa really was. This whole thing was about them not being included or invited. It was never about that. I mean, it was really never about that. So it shouldn't even be a thing. Joe is Melissa's saving grace. I mean, seriously though, like, it's not uncommon to meet somebody and you just build a life together. You know what I mean? It's not this. They're not doing anything. Like, I don't think that Melissa would have been in the streets in the gutters without Joe. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't she wasn't some gutter rat like that didn't have anything before she met Joe. Like, Melissa can hold her own, and they sure as heck don't need the show. The show is a bonus check for them. And I think at this point I would leave the show if I were them, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, he makes enough money. He doesn't need the show. At this point, Teresa's lost almost everybody that she's ever brought onto the show. I mean, whether she does it or not. But I just feel like giving her so much credit. Just not giving her so much credit for, one, hurting Melissa so much, because Melissa's not stupid. She knows who Teresa is at her core. She knows how Teresa feels. Whether she believes Teresa loves her as her sister or not, she knows how Teresa's brain works, and she knows that not to put all, like, any heart into the fact that she wasn't in the wedding or included or whatever this case may be. We're also a lot older now, so like being in weddings and being bridesmaids isn't really a thing that much, like when you're older. So it's more of a whole, just a lot of emotional, like, stuff, just a lot of hurt and just a lot of things being said, and just a lot of, how Italian families are. A lot of things get said, and I think that at this point, Melissa and Joe are just over. They don't want to deal with the hurt anymore. So it's all the time. Like, you guys keep saying that's all the storyline is. They wouldn't have a storyline without Teresa. Well, yeah, because it's always like something. It's always something. She's always doing something to hurt them. So, or they're always defending themselves against something. And it was horrible to watch his nieces talk to him like that. So they all could. And I said a long time ago that Teresa would never quit the show, but I don't know. Maybe she wouldn't, but I don't see family therapy. I don't think that they would benefit from it, because at this point, like, it's going to just take time, because it's not like they don't understand each other. It's not, they don't know, you know what I mean? They understand each other. They just hurt each other, like, I don't think that, I don't think therapy would help them, because it's not like Melissa, I'm sorry. Like, Teresa's kind of like me. When she's mad, she doesn't really listen to reason. It's like, it takes her a little bit. And I feel like she's very disillusioned by last season and who she feels was trying to ruin her love bubble and who wasn't. I mean, come on. Like, I don't even talk about the wedding being fake, because it really, come on. There was people there that shouldn't have been there. There's people that shouldn't have been there, or that were there, and vice versa. So I'd be surprised if somebody wouldn't call up the courthouse and find out they're not even legally married because of all his lawsuits. Not that it wouldn't be a bad thing. Why do you have to be legally married? You can have a spiritual wedding. I mean, if I had people going after me, I wouldn't need a prenup if I wasn't going to be legally married either. Just saying, just my speculation. Just saying. If it was my real, it'd be a lot different than with all those cameras. But what else can we talk about? Other stuff. Shay, Mins, anyone? I did pull other stuff up, but I feel like they're too other stuff, just like this. So, all right, the stuff with Kim Zolciak's daughter. So, did she or did she not was she not? She's saying that she either denied the breathalyzer. Why is she being charged with a DWI and then denying that she was drunk? So obviously she didn't blow, right? She must have denied it, and that's what they're saying. And they speculate that she was speculating because of the way she was acting. I mean, she was nervous because she got in an accident, right? I don't think that she's going to get out of it. If the situation is that she does get charged, do I think money and all that is going to buy her out of it? No, she's underage. I don't think she'll probably get some type of PTI, pretrial intervention thing, or conditional discharge because she's underage. I don't think she's been in trouble. She'll probably, take a DWI class or something like that, and that'll be it. And it'll be off her record because she's not 18, and she'll just complete her conditional discharge. It's like probation for a certain amount of time. You do what you're supposed to do, take a class, pay the money. I mean, not that I'm minimizing it, but how many? I mean, I don't know. It's not like she was in an accident or something, right? I mean, things happen, and you can get in a car accident. An accident's an accident. If she wasn't drinking or she was, I mean, how many times have you guys had one or two drinks and later on down that day, you could have gotten an accident and you could have done the same stuff, but not that you're supposed to be. This day and age, I feel like with Lyft and Uber, that these kids shouldn't be driving at all. So I feel like she probably wasn't drinking, because I would think if they have the money to Uber and Lyft. So why would she be out, with her vehicle if she was out somewhere where there was alcohol? You know what I'm saying? I think. I mean, kids do make mistakes. I understand that, but she's claiming that she wasn't, or her lawyer's claiming she wasn't drunk, or she wasn't impaired. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I just, and everybody's like, oh, she was the good one. She was the good one. Oh, she was in a car accident, guys. She's not the bad one now. We can't say, oh, childhood, Hollywood, kids of Hollywood, whatever. It's like, she was a reality TV. It's nothing like, I don't feel like she's going downhill because she got in an accident and she may or may not have had a drink that day. I don't feel like we can just add her to the like Corey Haim, Corey Feldman list of like childhood actors that went downhill. I feel like we can't. Yeah, I feel like Kim's a good mom, and if anything, we know she's like a helicopter mom. So, if annoying as it is, I'm pretty sure she'll figure it out if there's any potential issues. As boring and as annoying as I can't stand, I don't want their show back on. I don't think this is something we need to really worry about. Yeah. So, yeah, it would like, it's anything. Anything can happen. Just like PK said, you know what I mean? Like, why are you out drinking and driving when there's like the day of like Uber and like Lyft and stuff? Again, why are people taking it? There's a lot of things that don't make any sense. Why is he getting rides from cops and stuff when there's like Uber and Lyft out these days? That just doesn't make any sense. Why did they take him to his house? Why didn't they take him to his car if he wasn't drunk? You see what I mean? Like I said, if you and I committed any of these crimes, it wouldn't be going like this. But it then, we all know that this, like, addiction doesn't discriminate. Like, yeah, but yeah, she wasn't tested. That's what I mean. So it's like, how could they even charge her? She must have. Maybe she denied the breathalyzer. But then again, like, they have to have. I don't know. She was an accident. Again, it's also to the laws where they're at might be a little bit different. But again, I feel like she's fine. You think PK was name dropping? But see, like, I feel like whose name is he going to drop? Boy George. Hey, LAPD. I'm Boy George's manager. My wife's on the Real Housewives. By the way, Erica Jordy's on there. Wait a minute. Erica's son's an LA cop, remember? Ooh. See, I find it kind of odd I think being that. Wait, did he really just say that? Did he really say their names? You're cracking me up. If he really did, that would crack me up. But listen, so he's an LAPD officer, right? Erica says that he flipped his car, whatever. I believe that, because if not, why would she lie on him? He can easily come out and say, my mom's a liar, my mom's not. He's got to have some type of respect on his name. He's like, So I feel like that part was probably true. I feel like this man probably has some type of integrity. I don't know how, with her being his mom. But I feel like maybe he was hanging out with PK that night. I don't know. Why was he allowed to sit there until he sobered up? That's what I want to know. If you're not going to charge him with it, like, why even, like, it's insanity. If he didn't get charged and he blew the first time, illegal, and I just don't understand. I wish I was allowed to go hang out till I sobered up. And I didn't get, you know what I mean? Hey, come hang at the station till you're sober. We won't tell anybody. That's what I want to get on there. Yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure he's like still active as an active police officer there. I mean, why is PK can have like why again? Why is there no guns written on the police report? Why, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of what ifs and like why. It's like why this, why that, and it's like again, you're gonna blame just another literally just because she was on the Housewives. I mean, yeah, Dana pretty much is the fly that you don't want on your wall. She knows everything, and it's like, of course, like why wouldn't she? Like this is what she does. You know, don't be mad at her because she knows stuff, you know, or she's, you know, and again, she doesn't. She's just repeating what she heard and what we all heard and what we all saw and what we all suspect. Literally, again, are you gonna coming after me now? Are you gonna call me a bunch of names? And literally, I'm like nobody, but like everybody's like, there's so many people talking about it, and you're gonna go after the one person for what? Because you know that because everybody else is going to jump on her with you, and you need somebody to back up your stupid delusional little pea brain Dorito. I just figured it out. That's why you do it, because you know that there's fans out there that'll still harp on Dana for some odd reason and say all kinds of stuff to her and back up your stupid little narrative that doesn't make any sense, that it's all her fault. Hold on, I gotta get my thing to plug my computer. Hold on. That's it. Because you know the fans will kind of back up whether it's true or not. Like you think the fans will just do it just to be assholes. Whether they'll literally be laughing at you, Dorito, because they just honestly they believe that it's probably true and they're laughing at you. But they're just going to do it because they're going to go after Dana, and you know that. So that's why you do it. I just figured it out. That's why you go after Dana and nobody else. You think she's an easy target because you guys are sneaks like Kyle. You guys are spineless. Think about it, Shay. Doesn't that make sense on why they go after Dana? Because they know that they're going to have backup from the fans, and the fans are going to be like, "Oh yeah, haha." We're like, I mean, we think she's really doing it, but ha ha ha, yeah, let's go after Dana. And it's like, you know what I mean? That's why they do it. That's even more spineless than like, I don't know, is it more spineless than Kyle? Probably not, but just as, right? That makes sense. Even when she has receipts, they still go after her. It's like insane. But like I said, because people that go after her, they're spineless because they know that the rest, like there's other fans that'll go after her with them, so they have backup. And it's like they just, to me, that's even worse. Makes you more of a POS because it's kind of doesn't make sense. You're not going to go after one person when there's 20 people talking about it, saying much worse. Dana's just like, I don't even think Dana cursed and called you what I mean, I'm saying all kinds of, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, who am I? Right, Shay? Yeah. I'm kind of surprised. We should ask Damon to do a deep dive on Erica's son. Actually, it probably wouldn't be hard to do it ourselves, actually. Maybe I'll try to do that. Maybe she'll hunt me down. Oh, wait, no, that's Renee. I'll hunt you down. And what was it? Yeah, they did go on vacation, didn't they? I saw that. Should we pull it up? See how like Teresa's out enjoying her vacation, her honeymoon, like not a care in the world. I'm telling you, Joe and Teresa don't have a care in the world anymore either. I mean, they might be a little hurt, but like we're kind of getting it way more life than this deserves, really. I don't know. I'm gonna look right now. I think I saw somewhere really nice. Teresa. And like I said, I don't think Louis has anything to do with it. I think he was just along for the ride. I mean, hey, you can call him like, you know, I mean, like, I don't want to say controlling, but they went to see everything's about Melissa and Joe. That's horrible. It like drowns it out. Actually, I don't know. I can't find it fast enough. I'll figure it out somewhere tropical. I mean, if I were them, I wouldn't come back. Would you? Well, I mean, he has kids and all their kids, but that's it because they have to come back. Never mind, they have to come back. I wouldn't. I know, I saw something about them going away. But, I mean, yeah, like it must have sucked for Melissa. Of course, it sucked to watch her husband, you know, sit there knowing that his sister was getting married. and him not be there. And I don't, I think that he probably would have walked her down the aisle if he was there. I mean, why not? I have a horrible fear of flying. Yeah, that's probably why I stay here at the Jersey Shore and don't go anywhere. My husband would like to go on an island, but yeah, I have to get over it though. I have a horrible. Hopefully, we'll be able to portal. We'll have to use portal soon. We won't have to use jet engines and fly, so I won't be so scared. And we'll just phone ring. Not my phone. Wait, here it is. Teresa's. See their video. I don't know. Like, in what world would you call somebody an MFer and literally like want to kill them, and then they're at your wedding like the next month? You know what I'm saying? But twice. I went to Florida twice. Went to Disney World for family vacation and my senior trip, and I wasn't scared, but it was just that wasn't 9/11 didn't happen yet either, and it took a lot. Like, my parents had to force me to go on my senior trip. Isn't that horrible? And forced me to go to Disney World. Like, what kid has to force them? Like, you have to force your kid to go to Disney World. I was 14, but I don't know. Like I said, Teresa's out there. It's going to make everybody else look disloyal because they didn't show up, because they don't want to have to deal with the crap. Like I said, there's things that, like, emotional boundaries that people set, and she just didn't care. But, yeah, that was another thing. Like, I would have never been able to go on the rest of the tour with them, because I would have never flew to California or Nashville. So I kind of see? Yeah, see? Mm-mm. Yep. I feel like I would be that 1%. You know what I mean? It'd be like that song. So I'm talking about. What's her name? Shellcrow. But anyway, so was there anything? What else was in the news today besides nothing really? Like, there were two major things. I mean, not even like, I just feel like it's so disgusting of Dorito, Deflecto, and PK. Like, it just, not only does it make them look really bad or like really guilty to be really that defensive to one person and not everybody else. It just, yeah. Like, when he did it, I was like, man, dude, like, you're real. Like, and I thought, okay, maybe he just doesn't like Dana. I thought to myself, that could be it. He just maybe doesn't like her. But now for her to do it too and act as high and mighty as she is, and she's like literally insane. It's insane to me. I like laugh when I'm reading what she wrote to Dana. It's like laughable, because it's like, what are you even talking about, lady? You say all the same damn things about you. Like, you sound stupid. But yeah, see, I want to go to like the St. John or the Virgin Islands, but I'm okay with the Jersey Shore. It's not the bluest water, but it's not like, good enough for me. I don't know. But it would be nice to go to an island. If I ever, like, my forever ever would be like the Gold Coast or something, like Australia, that kind of like coast. But see, I wouldn't be able to do that because I'm scared to take that stuff. Like, I don't want to forget anything. You know what I mean? Too many, get PTSD. But there's other stuff. There's something else that happened today. Anything else? Before I want to try to do this every day. Hopefully I'm sure there's a lot of news that'll drop every day. Like I said, reality doesn't stop when the cameras go down, obviously. Now think about it. We're not going to see this season probably for another year. Right? When did the Jersey season start? Remember, it was a good year. It was like 10 months. So basically, we know day by day basically everything that happens, right? And they're just filming now. Hopefully, maybe they'll drop this season sooner this time. You know what I mean? Because that was part of the issue. Like, it was like we kind of already knew everything that happened because of social media. So, but, well, that helps. Yeah, we should probably I want to check the schedule because I hope to God we don't have to wait that long. And we could talk. Oh, Atlanta. I haven't talked about Atlanta. Team. Of course, Team Candy, right? the whole Marlo and Candy thing. And what are we setting up for a Asanya, and a Marlo fight next week? Or Kenya and Sonya? What was it? This episode wasn't bad. I feel like Marlo was a huge disappointment, which sucks because I liked Marlo the entire time. I liked her the entire time. I'm like, the girl does not need a whole peach. She makes enough money. She shows up when she wants. She basically filmed full time. She didn't have like this, you know what I mean? And you give her a whole peach and it just spoiled. Like, what happened? I'm really disappointed, and I feel like, in Kenya, like I'm not mad at Kenya for um being petty, but I'll never get over Kenya. The whole Bolo thing. The cameras go down. Like this, everything that happened in that room should have stayed in that room. And the only things that should have came out is what we could have seen through the cracks with the cameras. That anything should have never came out of one of the women's mouths. Should have never been telling on the other. And to me, cameras showed that they were not filming. That was not part of the show. To me, when you wake up and you have one of them women telling your entire business to the entire world about who you slept with, whatever, to me, I don't trust you. I'll never be in a really. Candy doesn't want to be in a room with. I wouldn't want to be in a room with Phaedra either. But why would you want to be in a room with Kenya? Any of them, honestly, would you trust Kenya ever again? Just saying, Housewives show or not, being messy is one thing, but you don't have to hand somebody the gun to shoot you with. Like I will never get over that part. Like her just throwing pour all of them under the bus about who was sleeping with who and what. Who does that? Snitch? You know what I mean? So to me, I'm never team Kenya. I think she was being petty, but the one thing like that when she stuck up for Drew with Drew's husband that one time at the dinner because she understood what Drew was trying to get across and say about how Ralph gaslights her and stuff because her husband did it to her, piece of crap, Mark. So I was like, oh cool, like wow, Kenya finally. I was like, man, somebody actually. You could see that Drew in that moment thought she had an ally, and it was a shame because Kenya took it and just basically hit her over the head with it. Really? Why? Really, Shay? Why do you think Kenya should? What? Come on now. What part? Because and then Tom Sandoval, you're gonna have to tell me why. Do you want me to drop the link, or would you like to discuss it? We have to talk about this because to me, Tom Sandoval, unless you just think he's annoying, like annoyingly nice and annoyingly perfect, I don't know if anybody would ever hate on Tom Sandoval. He's perfect. Okay, he's perfect, and he's 50% of the reason I hate that. You know who? Why? I mean, yeah, that's what we can have a soft spot. Two things can be true at once. We can have a soft spot for her. She can also be a slimy snitch too. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like she could be. We can have both. We could feel bad for her because she's not dumb though. Like she was able to get away from Mark. It's not like she stayed with him, but she's one of those women like my sister that wakes up and finds themselves. You never in a million years thought that you'd be in that position, and you wake up and you're like, how the hell did I get here? How did this happen? How did this dude do that? Like, how did he get me? You know what I mean? It happens, but she got herself out of it. Do you think I like Tom? Why don't tell me why you don't like Tom? And Kelly, Tom. Let's see. One of them, who wants to hook up with? Somebody wants to hook up with Schwartz, and they said it on Watch What Happens Live. Oh my God, who was it? Olivia or Taylor? No, Shep's ex-girlfriend Taylor wants to hook up with Sandoval. Not Sandoval, Schwartz. She said, "I'll watch what happens live." Could be a thing. I think it'll be a good thing. And I don't know how we can't get them mixed up. Sandoval, they're neither Kelly. Real fun. Neither one are. I know. I mean, I have been obsessed with. I don't know. Wouldn't that be awesome? I really want them together. I hope that Andy makes that work. Seriously. Andy needs to make that work because Schwartz is a Bubba. You know what I mean? He's Bubba's. Like, he wants to be in a relationship all the time. And I feel like Taylor obviously does because, she's not a chef anymore. And, yeah, I want them together. I know. But see, like, I feel like Kenya, I'm telling you, she lost me with the Bolo stuff. I don't care about anything else after that. Like, that is everything. I know, like, but you don't like, oh my God. But do you like Sandoval too, Cal? And Shay. Like I said, we can have a soft spot for her, but we can also, like I said, know that she's grimy. They're both great. I mean, yeah, like he is really great. Like they both kind of are in their own way. And I love their relationship. I love how, I don't know if you guys seen the episode, but when Sandoval's like, he's a better wife. Remember with Schwartz and Katie, Tequila Katie, and he's like, he's looking at me. I was like, oh, we've gone too far. We have gone too far. But it was cute though, because look at the relationship still. See, look at me. I'm retarded. Because to me, Sandoval's always been the same guy. He's always been a great stand-up guy, a good friend, a good boyfriend, a good partner, a good business person. He's always been consistent. And then you have the other one, the other guy that was with the other part of them. We'll just call him Jackson. We have him who was never consistent, who he showed us who he was the first time, and we didn't believe him. We just forgave him and forgave him. We should have just believed him the first time when he slept with his girlfriend's best friend and his best friend's girlfriend. See what I mean? Like, I have to love Sandoval because he is 50% of the reason that I hate Jax because of the way he's treated. But they would have really beautiful babies, you're right. And yeah, I was surprised that Taylor was like, yeah, I'm ready to date and I want Schwartz and hopefully his wife doesn't kill me. And Andy's like, really? Andy was like, you should see Andy's face. Andy's like, I can do that. I can make that happen. And that would be another crossover, just like Craig did with all the others, with Summer House and Winter House. We have some. See, I think Taylor's taking a page out of Craigie's book. Work the reality circuit and work it well. Make it work. When did he say I make it work for me or something? But I mean, he met Paige. I mean, Pillows and Paige forever. So you didn't see. I felt like they were like a high school. Like they were kind of reminded me of a high school, couple that got married because they had to. Like they were together since high school sweethearts, kind of like that. They kind of grew up together, which they kind of did. And then they thought that was the next step, even though they didn't have kids. I kind of would like to know the real reason, like what broke them up, like what made Katie actually leave. I thought that something might have happened, like maybe he hooked up with somebody else, maybe. Right. I mean, I think I just saw something too of them hanging out just recently. They were in a pool somewhere out. They were out somewhere hanging out together. So, they're probably filming, but yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Cal. I think that Pillows and Paige will be together forever, and like I just like the fact that Craig finally is. Yeah, and I was like, is that Katie in the background? And I was like, she kind of looks cute. She looks good. And then I saw the music kill skate hashtag thing, but thank God Craig finally showed everybody. Like I knew he was smart and that he was, he was just being lazy. But I hate the fact that Shep and Naomi try to take credit for Craig's success. She literally tries to take credit, try to do it on Watch What Happens Live. And they try to make her think that. And he's like, so do you still think that, what do you think about Craig now? I'm making millions and millions of dollars from how you made fun of his pillows. You know what I mean? I now call him Craigie. And it was like really shady. And Naomi's like, And it's like, wait. And Naomi's like, well, I'm glad that you listened to me. It's like, stop. You and Shep take credit for his life. And it's like, Craig didn't take the bar because you thought he couldn't. He did it when he felt like it. Took the bar when he felt like it. And when he felt like it, he passed it. He could have passed it years ago. He just didn't feel like it. And he didn't have to sell pillows. He didn't have to sell pillows years ago. He had the show. So the fact that he made millions out of those pillows is like, I love it. And he's got his mailbox money. And look at all the TV shows he's on. And he's an attorney. He's got Sewing Down Under. And Patricia has pillows that are like, I don't know. We're not going to talk about her, but her making fun of Craig and her having pillows and stuff. Ugh. But yeah, so I think that, no, but I should. I probably should read his book. But see, I mean, I have nothing. I don't have anything. I don't have any issues with Shep. I mean, he's an elitist, but like, I feel like he's always was on. He was honest with Taylor, and she even said on Watch What Happens Live that she wasn't honest in the end. That she wasn't upfront about what she wanted in the end, and she wasn't always upfront. Again, I feel like it was a lot of pressure from, I don't know, the show and everything, that she has to have this piece of paper, like, you know, that would make them legally married and that would make everything better. But like, I hate to break it to you guys, you were kind of already married, so what really? I mean, I think eventually a baby would have came and everything would have been well and good and they'd still be together. But then we wouldn't have Taylor and Schwartz. I know. It's like, it's a lot of work, Shay. You think he's annoying? Why do you think he's annoying? Because of his, I know, but like, why does he have to grow up? You know what I mean? Like, why does he have to? I mean, I think that Austin is turning into the Peter Pan syndrome. Do you hear his voice? He has the Shep voice. Like, you can tell he's in a smoky bar every night and doesn't want to grow up. He doesn't want to grow up. He's like, I want to just keep having fun. It's like, meanwhile, back on the ranch, everybody else is like getting into relationships and like moving on, and Austin's still like, oh, Craig, why are you dressed up on a Tuesday? Like, what are you all dressed up for? Craig's like, I went to work. Oh, it's like, Austin, you own a beer, you own a Trop Hop and some ramen. Why are you questioning why people are dressed up on a Tuesday? He's going to work. True. I feel like, I don't even think that she hated it. I honestly feel like Taylor was fine until, I don't know, even she said, it was supposed to be a break and it turned into a breakup. But, you know, it's not like he said, hey, I'm going to marry you and have kids and that's it. And then he said, oh, all of a sudden I don't want to do that. He said, I might never want that. And she was okay with that forever. She was okay with that for 3 years, with him saying exactly what he's saying now. I've never changed my mind. This is exactly what I said from day one. But like, she has her right to not want to stick around, but I think she would have been fine. Yeah, I don't think he. Now that we're watching, she even said, "Do you think that he cheated, or do you think he was faithful?" And she said, she thinks that he was. So, but I mean, yeah, she should have been cautious. Obviously, she had the right to question him if she wanted to, because he's always saying, you know, I never wanted to be in a relationship and here I am, or, you know, I did do the stairwell thing. Like, I don't know how annoying she was about it, probably not that much. So I think he must have just gotten very, I don't know, you pressure Shep and that's what happens. You can't pressure him to anything. He said that. So I think that he would have eventually came around, but oh my God, how cool would it be with Katie Schwartz? And I'm so excited about Schwartz and, what is it? It's growing on me, Schwartz and Sandy's. It wasn't at the very beginning. I'm so excited about the spinoff. I don't know if it's Tom or Schwartz and Sandy, but whatever it is, thank God. She was perfect for him. Yeah, like, I don't think either one of them are really bad people or bad for each other, really. I mean, it worked for 3 years. But now we have spinoff coming, Schwartz and Sandy's. We have Vanderpump the last season probably. And thank God they picked up his side, whatever, because now, like, if Jax didn't already hate his life and he wasn't already out there trying to front and be like he has stuff going on, like, where's was it Mima? I can't even say it right. Mima's beer cheese. What happened to that? What happened to the hockey team? What happened to the kids' clothes? What happened to all the other things? And look at Tom and Schwartz, finally. Or Tom and Tom, they have 2 bars, 3 bars. Now they have a show, and 10 years, and now they have a spinoff, and they're basically now Lisa Vanderpump. And what's he doing? Nothing. And if Schwartz and Katie can't afford the house, one of them can't afford it by themselves, and they own companies, how are Jax and Brittany affording their house right down the street? I'd like to know. I think that if Randall, that little dirty little scumbag, could have cheated, don't you think that Jax is cheating too? I think, not that I see, Krista, I don't really care. But yes, I'm excited for Schwartz and Sandy's. I'm so excited. Yes. Oh my God, watch me with whose side am I always on? Who do you think? No. Never Lala, always Sandoval, always Ariana. um, Schwartz, never Katie, never Kristen. Well, yeah, Kristen, never Stassi. Not I'm saying older days. Yeah, it wasn't about the we which is a we who. Nope. Nah. I'm Team Ariana. Um, I hate Jax's guts, but I love the fact that they still have season 10, and they have Schwartz and Sandy's. They have he has to literally sit in his house and watch them go like succeed. And you know why they succeed? Because they're good people. Because people put respect and trust in them because they're good people. Jax, you're not. That's why you're sitting home and you put your wife on Jenny Craig to make a paycheck. Poor girl. Like God, you tell the whole world how nasty and fat she's going to be, so you'll never have kids with her. Tell the whole world that on you tell the girl you're sleeping with, Faith, and she records it, and then the whole world hears it, and then you go and have a baby with her, and she gains all the weight that you said she wouldn't. You don't understand why I don't like Jax. I'll tell you exactly. You know why I don't like him. Those reasons, the way he treats Sandoval, and the other reason because of what he did to his mom. What did he do to his mom? You want to know? We'll tell you. Let's see. When his dad got sick, very sad, extremely. He was terminal, and Jackson's in a different state. His mom's in Florida. His dad's in Florida. That too, but this is that was nothing. This is I liked him after that. I liked him for years. He redeemed himself right before wedding season. When his dad, all right, so his dad gets terminally ill, and we know that his mom listened to the dad. For some reason, didn't want Jax and Jenny didn't know how sick he was, which in turn, Jax didn't get the time with his dad or get to say goodbye or know how sick his dad was. And it really, when his dad passed, it was really hard. And I understand you can be mad. You have every right to be mad at your mom, take a year, whatever. I did not fault him for that. But, however, this woman was following the wishes of her husband, which has got to be hard knowing that he's not going to be here and you don't know what to do. So, okay, now it's been how many years now? The woman has lost her husband, her piece of shit son. The daughter wasn't at the wedding because he has cut her out completely. He has not talked to his mom at all in years. And she doesn't have her son, her husband, her daughter-in-law, her grandchild, because he now has a child. You would think if he had a child of his own, that would trigger something in his stupid brain, not to be such a piece of crap to his mom, and maybe he would understand, but he doesn't. So that's why I hate his guts. Because that crap, like, that just shows you how much of a horrible soul of a human, like, he has no soul to do that. Like, how can you do that to your mom, right? After she's lost her husband. Whatever, Jax, you're a piece of shit. But, I mean, this is why people are exceeding in life, your friends, and you're not. And that's why Brittany will eventually leave you. She's probably barely holding on now. She's just fronting for the cameras because she doesn't want to hear I told you so from all of us. All of us. The second she leaves him, she'll be back on the show and everything will be back to normal. And Jax can just go wherever. He can go to sell Mima's beer cheese. And yes, he said that we were pieces of shit Jersey trash back in 2013. And he said, don't you dare post those pictures, you Jersey trash. And I'm going to block you on my MySpace. You dork. Whatever, dude. Blocked by Jax. And then it became a whole thing when social media got more popular. But he's a piece of crap. But anyway, I honestly, that meant nothing to me. I didn't really care about that. That was I mean, like, he had 10 seasons after that, or 8 seasons to, like, honestly, when he showed us who he was the first time, we should have just believed him. But nobody did. We just let him keep on, like, my God. And then he slept with Kristen twice. Not only did he do it once, they did it twice. It was his girlfriend's best friend and his best friend's girlfriend. Do you get any lower than that? And then you steal. When you're on camera, you steal items. Major items like sunglasses on vacation with your new girlfriend. And then your mom comes up and says, oh, he does that all the time. And we're like, oh, Jax. Oh. Brittany's like, oh, Jax, I'm going to marry him. Oh, people change. People change. When has he ever changed? When has he ever changed, Brittany? I got 1 minute left. I can just bitch about him. It's like I just saw his ugly face. Like somebody just did a story about him lying. Some company came out and said, man, we don't represent Jax Taylor. Jax is not. He was like fronting again about like some company, like, oh, yeah, we use this product or whatever. And they're like, we don't even mess with this dude. Like, it just gets worse and worse. And when he owed all the money in taxes, you know who paid it? Randall. Randall Emmett paid his taxes for him. I don't know how nobody couldn't figure that out to begin with. Lala knows that. How was he going to pay it? He doesn't have any money. I want to know how he's paying his tax. I guarantee he hasn't paid his mortgage. But anyway. So, but what else can we talk about? I mean, I don't go over an hour. I don't really care. I shouldn't, but I mean, honestly, that's just what I suspect. And you know what? Not that I think that, not that there's anything wrong with knowing that you're with a guy who's like a dirty little scumbag like Lala and Randall, but then don't go and act like you didn't know. Once everything comes out in the open and you're embarrassed by being with a dirty little scumbag, look, you can be that all you want. I don't care. Whatever, just don't get caught. But like, to go and like drag him like that and act like you didn't know and have all these professionals explain why you didn't know he was all these things, it was like, yeah, I think so too. Like, why you didn't know he was all these things was like ridiculous. Wow, come on, man. Anyway, yeah, I think I did too. But I was gonna say, oh, I'll do a couple more after this. Like, I'll do like Love After Lockup, but I'm exhausted and I'm losing my voice. But so I didn't say any of that like YouTube stuff, like comment, subscribe, all that, and I'll put the stuff on TikTok and Reddit. And again, Trita Deflecto, take a seat. Dana is literally 1 out of a million. You guys look so hella guilty by going after the only person when there's like 5 other people. Dana, all she did was like share. It was like, what is it, like with Amber Heard, the tweet and retweet? Retweet, I can't even talk. Tweet and retweet. All it was a retweet, right? She didn't change anything. She might have just added, it was like, it's like pledge and donate. Whatever. One and the same. We're all the same. It's like, you can't get mad, like, but again, they're the idiots. But so anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Shay, I will see you in a minute in the chat.